Life is not always the perfect picture that humans like to pretend it is. Tennessee Williams is a 20th century playwright who illuminated the realities of the world through his work, and is therefore one of the most influential playwrights of all time, and arguably the most influential post World War II playwright. Over the course of the next 6 weeks, we will be reading two of Williams' famous plays, A Streetcar Named Desire and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Tennessee Williams stated, "If the writing is honest, it cannot be separated from the man who wrote it." This quote rings very true in relation to his work. It is extremely interesting to compare his real life to the lives he creates in his work. Once you learn about Williams' dysfunctional life, it is impossible not to connect the two worlds. Tennessee Williams was born Thomas Lanier Williams on March 26, 1911, in Columbus, Mississippi. Thomas was raised predominantly by his mother and had a complicated relationship with his father, a gambling drunkard. When the family moved to St. Louis, Missouri, the transition from rural life to city life turned Williams inward, and he started to write. Williams' home was a tense place to live because his parents' marriage was strained. Williams once said, "It was just a wrong marriage." Although his home was uncomfortable, his parents fueled his writing, as they later became the inspiration for a foolish but strong female character in one of his plays and an aggressive alpha male character in another. Williams attended the University of Missouri for some time, and it was there that he received the nickname Tennessee from a college roommate. His father demanded that Tennessee leave school and work at the family shoe factory. Tennessee struggled with depression at this time, but eventually finished his degree at the University of Iowa. His sister Rose struggled with schizophrenia, and their mother ultimately forced Rose to undergo a frontal lobotomy. Williams was horrified by the act, and he eventually became his sister's caretaker. Many believe that Tennessee's great fear of going insane like his sister was a driving force of his alcoholism and drug use. Williams attempted heterosexual relationships in his early adult life, but eventually accepted his homosexuality. He dated a man named Kip Kiernan and fell in love, but Kip devastated Williams by leaving him and marrying a woman. Williams had various other toxic relationships, but infidelities and drug use prevented him from ever being completely happy. Williams plunged into a period of depression and increased drug use, and he was never able to pull himself out. In 1983, Williams passed away at the Elise Hotel at age 71. He tragically choked on the cap to his eye drops, and medical examiners indicated that alcohol and drug use were components of the accident. His life was full of intense emotions and events that are essential to understand when studying his work. Tennessee Williams once said, "All good art is in discretion." Tennessee Williams did not hide the truths of the world. Instead, he embraced the darkness along with the good and turned it into art. A major component that Tennessee Williams delves into through his work is the human condition. The human condition encompasses the unique and believed to be inescapable features of being human in a social, cultural, and personal context. It can also be described as the irreducible part of humanity that is inherent. It includes concerns such as a search for purpose, search for gratification, sense of curiosity, the inevitability of isolation, or the fear of death. Throughout this unit, we will continue to revert back to this definition in connection with Williams' work. It is difficult for us to imagine a world where human emotion was not constantly blasting all around us. At the time that Tennessee Williams started publishing, the United States had recently been involved in World War II. Discussing the private matters of a home was considered taboo, and people rarely shared their intimate struggles. Today, we are bombarded with the phenomenon of reality television, in which people air their intimate problems for the entire world to witness. Many people look down upon these shows as trivial and invasive. But the success of the television genre proves that people are absolutely fascinated with the internal struggles of others. There is some merit to a form of entertainment that provides a platform for people to present their struggles with the human condition. Aside from entertainment value, viewers are able to relate with reality stars that deal with similar issues. Tennessee Williams' work can be viewed as the precursor to reality TV. Many of his characters are based on real people, and all of the characters in his work are multidimensional. Williams said of his characters, "I have found it easier to identify with the characters who verge upon hysteria, who are frightened of life, who are desperate to reach out to another person, but these seemingly fragile people are the strong people, really." Tennessee Williams broke the mold by allowing readers and theatergoers into the most intimate and internal parts of the human condition. His characters wrestle with controversial and complex struggles that imitate the poignant truths of this world. Some of the issues that affect William's characters are alcoholism, homosexuality, marital struggles, domestic violence, sibling rivalry, mental illness, and lies. His work goes far beyond shock value, although he certainly offended the conventional morality of his era. He brought real issues to the forefront of American society and provided incredible insight for those who preferred to ignore reality. After we study the two plays in depth and watch each play on video, it will be your turn to become the psychologist and write a 4 to 6 page paper. You will each choose a character from one of Tennessee Williams' plays that most interests you. It is your job to delve into the depths of the character and what makes them tick. It is completely up to you to choose either a main character or a minor character, as long as you feel that you have enough evidence to support your analysis. We will discuss the assignment in more detail after you have read the plays, but I want you to have the project in the back of your mind as you read and view. With that said, let us now start our unit on Tennessee Williams. Happy reading!